What's good, y'all? It's Clyde, aka Archangels Idea. You. And right now, I'm gonna be giving some bad feelings and some good spells on Jarad Higgins Jr. is what he's known as on Google, but people know him on the streets as Juice WRLD. He made a song called The Light. You know, The Light by Juice WRLD on YouTube. Some of my favorites by him. I think it really stands for everything he stood for. So what did he stand for while he was here? His slogan was 999. So what does that mean? When we say 9, what does it really feel like? It feels like it doesn't code for anything. It feels like 0, or what 0 should be, or nothing, or, you know, what we can't focus on. But here we have a superpower that has turned into a physical sense where we can sense what we can't focus on. And we will always have that sense after graduating from this incarnation that we have now. So Juice WRLD is an allegory for Jesus Christ because the world didn't know it was indoctrinated before he came up with the 3 numbered 999 slogan. So that's because the shape of 7, or the symbol of 7, is a sigil is a shape made with the with your what's called ba, or ba, or it's your body that you occupy at your lowest level. And then your ka is your body you occupy at your highest level, or what you can't see or can't sense. So Juice WRLD basically is the allegory of Jesus Christ, and he died for our sins, in the sense that our sins are what we do to ourselves. And he died for, what is for? The heart chakra. So he died for what he was. He died of what he was. So he made himself die. He killed himself. But what do we know about the allegory of killing yourself? All we see is darkness, or evil, is what we think it is. Because on Earth is the only place where we see things in reverse, or what's called a paradox. That's only a word that comes from the Earth dimension. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, to relate it to it, Juice WRLD died because of his own pain. And because we came to that understanding of that as a whole being, when he said, it's dark outside, but you're always what we see with. You're always what we see with. It's the light. So if you're the light, then what does that mean you truly are? I can only point the direction. But remember, things are reversed here. So good spelling or good words or a good sentence or a good phrase codes for what we think is a bad feeling. That's why we think women are bad when they're attractive or we want them. Or we think the things we truly want deep inside are actually bad for us. So this is also to say it's a higher knowledge to know how to eat properly. So when you want to hold something, you want to send it below yourself, or you want to overcome it or rise above it or be separate from it or remove it from yourself. So how do we remove things from ourselves? It's not by putting things in our mouth. I went over that in one of my videos and another video, so 2 of them. This is the 3rd time. I'm gonna just let y'all figure that out. So, and things are reverse. So when it goes in the reverse mouth, I'll call it, it goes up and you vomit it. But we're not taught that. You know, that's why in Dragon Ball, you see the Saiyans or the sayings, the super sayings or the super powered sayings or the supernatural sayings, the sayings that save, or the sounds, which we all are, that heal, like Juice WRLD, when he said, when it's dark outside, you're always the light, because that was his one piece of knowledge that he had that no other space had. Because every individual piece of space has one piece of knowledge that when they share, the God body literally vomits you out. Because it has nothing to learn from you anymore, because we got here by being eaten and digested through the mouth and out of an anus, how we eat. So technically, when we give up that one piece of knowledge that we're supposed to do, the one thing that's gonna get us immortality here, we gotta go in the butt and get out the mouth. But the thing is, distance is an illusion. So really, we gotta find the butt that's inside of us that we can't see or can't sense. Now, how do you find something if you have no information, no map, no roadmap, no word, no sound, no smell, nothing to go off of to know where to go to get it? When the Earth's heart chakra opened, the new Earth star chakra, like I went over in one of my videos, it was the change of modality and the change of our total amount of senses. So where we had a 6th sense that was psychic or superpowered, now there's a 6th and 7th sense that's psychic or superpowered. So if you're not living in, one with all, then you're going to lose some of your 5 physical basic senses. 5 physical basic senses, you know, the smell, taste, hearing, sight, touch, physical touch. Always do this. Hearing, looking, listening, touching, tasting, smelling. Okay, so there we go. So you lose one of those, and that's what COVID was an example of, so COVID was actually an example of the God body that we are in, that's a universe, getting cancer. So essentially, you know, everything is the same in the sense of the lowest self. So when things are aware of that in the present moment, it makes you indestructible, because it's that one truth that's the law of Nike. That's the how behind the wall, behind the wah of Nike. But I went over how to properly pronounce that, and if you're looking to get into what really is, you know, magic spelling or supernatural words or direct manifestation, which is what's coined as speaking the original tongue or the first language or the first time we actually learned to speak, when things didn't manifest so slowly after we sounded them off, when they manifested either before we sounded them off, or immediately during us sounding them off, or immediately after sounding them off. And then as we created more things with that excitement, that build, that emotion that we eventually created as excitement, it turned to what's dark or evil, or what really isn't visible. So just remember, we are always the light. We are what we see with, and I will never change. And that's the one thing that makes you immortal. Say you are what you see with.